Welcome to George Coll Fine Art. Here, the viewer is encouraged to get outside and paint from life. George's job is to provide the tools to solve the many technical challenges faced in rendering landscape paintings. View the library of landscape paintings offered and become a subscriber. You can also purchase tutorial videos, plus original tutorial and studio paintings. Thank you. And if you like what you see, click the subscribe button and join in on the fun.
Hello and welcome to part 2 of Yellow House. I'm George Coll and part 2 is balance time. What I worked on this painting starting from the top is to balance out these shadows and the light areas and the mountains, work myself down to the greens, the aspens and the pines, and then to the foreground. I still haven't put any yellow into the house yet, and I plan to do that in part 3. So, get outside and paint. Paint with your friends, get critiques, and don't be intimidated by a white canvas. All right, let's get started on part 2 of Yellow House. Okay. Hey, welcome to part 2 of Yellow House. And so if you watched part 1, we blocked this in. And today, on this part of the part 2, we're going to balance the colors. In other words, you know, these two aren't matched too well, and this needs to have greener greens on top, though it's a good base color. Instead of this warm gray, I need more of a cold gray. You know, you see this once you come and get a fresh look at it, and that's what I did. So I need to turn off the air conditioner. Okay, now you can hear me better because I had the air conditioner on. And now, since we have a forest fire up the canyon, you might hear some sirens. We are west of Loveland, and there's a fire up the canyon. Okay, that happens here in Colorado. So, with this, let's get started here. So what I'm going to do is start working up in this upper area here. I don't think this one's going to be too hard to figure out. It's got to get more greens. This has got to be lighter in color, more lighter green. Okay, so let's get started with number 4, flat. Let me get my glasses on. Okay, so let's start with ultra blues, a little bit of gray, and a lot of white. And we will get started with mixing. More gray. All right. So I think some people are concerned for Jenny and I because we're on the west side of town, but I think we are far enough away from that fire so we don't have to be evacuated. All right. But they're always taking these precautions, you know. So let me see what we can do here. I like this color. This is nice. And let me get some more. See how it grays down that blue there? Just a little bit. What I did off camera was put a little bit of dark on top of these hills here. Now, the value of these two darks are coming together a little better, but I'm going to lighten up the background one just a little bit. I added some white to the mixture, and I'm going to be adding some lighter gray right in here. And I'm going to be adding some lighter gray in here, or this blue gray. Just a little bit more white, not too much. Because I can see from the reference that it's just a little darker and lighter in certain areas in the shadow. So I need to get some darks, I think, in here. Oh boy. More dark. So this is just ultra blue, a little bit of cold gray by Portland. And we're going to run some blues through here too. And now I'm going to lighten a little bit here, a little bit more. More. And here. Let me get back and take a look to see how my balance is doing. Oh, that shows up. Now I'm going to go a little darker. Not that dark. Cold gray. Cold gray. And really get a dark in here. So you can tell, as I'm doing here. Now there are some grays up in here. Now I think the next challenge is trying to get these warm grays into a cool gray. So I'm going to get some Portland cool gray. Yes, I know, I'm mixing with my brush and that's why I'm dulling out so. I hear you, yes, I know. And I'll get some of these up in this area here. There's the sirens going up the canyon. All right, getting back, so far so good. Now I have to lighten that color. In the base of this. Lighter still. Let me clean this brush up. It's getting so much paint up by the nap. What I mean by that is the top of this, you know, close to the metal that holds it. And I'm going to get some more of this lighter color in here and here. Now I know that's still a lot to do here, but that's what I call detail, and I'll work with that later. Maybe a little darker, just a little darker. Not too much. Here, here, and here. And a little lighter right in here. Oh boy, hope I'm not spending too much time here, because I know this is going to have some challenges to it. I want to move these over, because I want to get in this green neighborhood below it. These are aspen trees and pine trees, depending on the elevation and location. But what we can see there is a dark green and a light green. So, let me get some dark green going. Here's Viridian. And some gray, Viridian, some red, let's see who wants to get a hold of me. One of the concerned people, friends, are just going to have to wait while we get this done. So let's try this color out, see what it does. Oh, that's nice. That is nice. Let me make it a little lighter. And see what it does. I like some of this. This is good. I'm going to put some of that in here. And I'm going to try some of it over in here. Oh, they sure want to get a hold of me. All right, here we go. I'm going to put a lot of light down in here because the reference says so. So I'm just putting some bold strikes down here. You start getting the feeling of, am I getting that light right? And then I'll have some down in here too. And here. And here. Now I need some bolder, stronger greens that need to be mixed next. I've had my third phone call in the last 2 or 3 minutes. They think, you know, our property is going to be burned up, and it's not. It's far away. But you know, we have such a big fire up west of us, people are starting to get really concerned. And yet again, another phone call. Hey, can I call you back?
What's going on, Dad?
I'm painting right now, and I'm videoing, and I'll get right back to you.
Okay, just to let you know, the evacuation area has been expanded to Glade Road from 34 North.
That's very close. Thank you, son.
Very close, yes. So yeah, be on alert. I signed up for the NOCOalert.org so I can get wildfire alerts like this. And throughout the day, I'll keep you posted.
Okay, give me another 20 minutes on this painting, okay? This video. All right.
Okay. My coworkers and bosses are willing to let me know if the evacuation area gets too close.
I appreciate them. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. If you have any questions, anything like that, shoot me a text or something after your painting.
Okay, thanks, son.
Yeah.
Love you.
Love you, Dad.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, so that interruption, my son just told me that they have expanded the evacuation to Glade Road. Glade Road is a block away. So, but we are on the good side. Did not get evacuated. Thank God. I've been evacuated before, and it's such a hassle. More sirens are going up the hill. All right, so I'm getting a sense here of these lighter greens are doing some good. And now we have my dog barking outside. I don't know. This is a tough time to get things done, I'll tell you. But now I want to go a little bit darker. So I'm going to the left of this mixture that's a little darker and a little bit more gray. So we're going to add a little bit more darker gray, cold gray, to here. And it has to go more. More green, more green, more green. This dark Viridian by Newton it's a student grade, but it's more like sap green than it is anything else. It's kind of less Viridian and more sap. Okay, so now I'm really liking the value of this color here. And if you look at the image, You can kind of see I'm getting pretty close to that green and that value. All right. Hey, we still got 15 minutes left on this thing. I'm going to go a little bit darker now with blue in this mixture. Ultra blue. And I'm doing that because, see right here, it's a pretty good swath of it. And in a few other places too. Like right up in various places here and here. And a really strong one. A little bit more blue, a little bit more green, right in this area here. Okay, now once I got that dark in, I've lost some of my nice green. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to add some emerald to it. And I'm going to put some of that emerald right in this area here. And I'll get some more emerald right up into here. I'm adding just a little white to the emerald. There's a lot going on in this mountain, isn't there? And I'm going to add some emerald right up in here. Okay, there's probably more I can do up here, but I think for now, you get the idea. And I'm going to bring this down here. I can play around a lot. It's kind of like doing clouds. You can mess around a lot in clouds and enjoy it thoroughly. But if you're going to be doing a video, you probably want to stay focused. There's a lot of light up in here. And here. And here. And some good light right up in here. And a little bit more emerald in this area right here. And don't lose those nice darks. Darks, back to blue, back to viridian. Get your darks. Boom. Boom. Okay, there you be. Okay, we've made some progress in a big portion of this painting. 12 minutes left, okay. Stay on task. So what I want to do next is reestablish some pine trees. So viridian, blue, brown, transparent oxide brown. Or transparent oxide red, excuse me. And let's see how we're doing with trees. At least I'm getting the location of the trees down. Okay, so I'm putting some background trees here and some here. And probably some in here too. Right, a little bit more tree action here. And I put a shadow off to the right here. And one there too. I'm going to leave the building until we do detail. And now I'm going to work on that foreground and see if I can lighten it up. I'm going to start with some of these lemony yellows I have here. And I'm really souping it down with a little bit of lemon and just a touch of emerald. Emerald is a Gamblin product. And I don't think they have a number of it. It's just, they say it by name. So let's do this. Don't think we have enough green in it yet. Okay, more emerald. Okay, now we're talking. Kind of a bluey green there, isn't it? Get a little right in here. Okay. More sirens going up the canyon. Well, I am not going to be evacuated. I'm going to stay right here until I'm evacuated. Oh, that's balancing that out quite nicely. Okay, let's go in with some Viridian in this mixture. And get a little bit of lighter stuff up in here. I just added, ooh, geez, that emerald was strong. I gotta get back and get a little bit of cad yellow, medium, or Hansa yellow, Hanza. That is nice, thank you. And I think those are working out pretty good. Let me get back and look. Whew. Okay, so far so good. So let's, with the time remaining, get up in this neighborhood, this dark stuff up here. I'm going to stay with the number 4 flat because it's a big area. And I'm going to make a mixture of dark Viridian, ultra blue, transparent oxide red, and let's see what we can do. I think this might be better done for up here, these guys. It's not dark enough. I could see as soon as I got it on there. More Viridian, more blue, more brown, yellow ochre, more Viridian, more yellow ochre. You're always asking, how do you know when you get that mixture right? I just keep swirling it, and then I estimate it. Would that be, with an educated look, is that going to do the trick? And I think we're not too far off here. I think I have a little drawing error down here below the porch on the left. I have to work on that. You can see I make a jagged edge, see? It's kind of like the top of pine trees. And I think we're just about there. Now I need some darks in there, so I'm going to go blue, green, and now transparent oxide red with some real red. And I'm just going to get some of these darks in here. And I think this really adds some emphasis to the cabin. All right, one more time. You know, you do a big area, you want to get back and see if it's balanced. And all right, I think I'm pretty much in the neighborhood. I really like what's happened up here, and more needs to be done. I always like to try to put a few verticals into, since I got a wet painting. And I always put in more than I need, and then I can come back and get them done. Okay, so those are a little too strong, a little too many, so I will break them up just a little bit. You can't get away with doing this on a big painting, but on a small painting, a few scrapes done doesn't hurt. But see, it adds to the painting to have some verticals here. All right, so I think with that, I'll bring it to a close. I have this really nice dark that I just put up here, and I'm going to put a few of that just up in here to show that I can and get away with it. And it brings body and nice strong base to the sage. Okay. Thanks for coming by for part 2. I apologize for all the interruptions. And there you go. I'll see you in part 3 tomorrow. All right. Bye-bye.